Hey, what's up everyone? Ragey Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. And this article here is definitely gonna be filed under the "oh my god, this is so shocking, who could have seen this coming" category. Cause it just completely comes out of left field and upends what we know about life and society and everything. Women see more workplace rudeness from other women than from men, according to a University of Arizona study. Wow, consider me shocked. Who could have seen this coming? I mean, it's not like we don't have examples of what usually goes down in women-only companies. Those must have just been the outliers. But forget me being a sarcastic ass, let's just actually get into the article. Studies show women report more incivility experiences overall than men. I mean, obviously because their fifis are a whole lot easier to hurt, apparently. Maybe if they were treated like men and told to women up and deal with it, this wouldn't be a problem. But either way, continuing. But we want is to find out who was targeting women with rude remarks. And as much of a sarcastic ass as I normally am and definitely have been throughout the entire length of this video, even I have to seriously give props to this Allison Gabriel person who performed the study for even asking that question in the first place as opposed to just assuming it comes from men. I'm not being sarcastic at all when I say I genuinely respect her for it. And if more of these professors and scientists or anybody else doing these studies went into this with the same attitude that she has, we'd probably have a lot less bullshit studies out there. So either way, what did she discover? Across the 3 studies, we found consistent evidence that women reported higher levels of incivility from other women than their male counterparts. In other words, women are ruder to each other than they are to men, or than men are to women. I'll have to say I both agree and disagree with that. The second part of that statement's definitely true. In the current PC, outrage culture, Me Too bullshit, men in general are walking on eggshells around women and are just going to refuse to do anything that could even be perceived as rude. But women are definitely rude as all hell to men that they don't find attractive and aren't trying to look good for. And I'm not gonna lie, this goes both ways. But it's no secret that if a woman is attracted to a guy and is trying to get him to notice her, she's gonna be on her best behavior around him. Meanwhile, his office mate that she doesn't like and views as a nuisance, oh, he's gonna be treated just as badly as she treats the other women. But we just rarely hear about this because guys rarely report stuff like this because whenever they do, they're just told to man up. Quit whining and be a real man. Just keep bending over and asking for more, because that's what real men do. For that out of the way, we actually got some good bits left to get into here. Gabriel said the research shows employers can lose female employees who are bullied or mistreated at work. And once again, let me reiterate, this is almost always done by other women. And they found that workplace incivility can cost employers an estimated $14,000 per employee. And yet I have to wonder, where are the studies that prove that this is actually the same on the other side, for men? Not only is it acceptable, but companies themselves force people to go through mandatory training where the men have to sit there and be talked down to and told how they're the problem, they're toxic, they are creating a hostile environment when in reality they are currently being the victims of bullying. And they just have to man up and deal with it because if they speak out, they're going to get fired. They're going to get James Damord. And in this case anyway, men are actually doing a disservice to their employers by keeping quiet about this. Not like I'm faulting them for it, but it's just a fact. Because when a guy feels unwelcomed and everyone else seems to be viewing him as a problem, he's just gonna quietly start looking for another job. And as soon as one turns up, he's gonna be gone. So it would actually be in these companies' best interests to actually listen to the other side of this. Because as they themselves mention in this article, poor workplace culture results in higher turnover rates, which drives up costs for finding and training new workers and can result in legal claims if the mistreatment also runs afoul of discrimination and other laws. And funny enough, that right there may be a huge contributing factor to why they don't give a shit, at least about the straight white men. Sure, constantly vilifying them does result in higher turnover rates and drives up cost and all that fun stuff, but you don't have to worry about discrimination laws. In this final paragraph of this article, I would highly suggest that Google themselves read. Because all sarcasm aside, it's actually good advice. Organizations should make sure they also send signals that the ideas and opinions of all employees are valued. and that supporting others is crucial for business success. That is, acting assertively should not be viewed negatively, but as a positive way for employees to voice concerns and speak up. Pretty much exactly what James Damore did. And look where that got him. What do you think the likelihood is of other straight white men speaking up against the blatant discrimination going on against them? Hell no, all they're gonna do is just silently leave. And depending on how bad things were for them, they may not be willing to make the transition smooth for you either. I've seen this happen myself in multiple jobs, actually. If someone actually liked the workplace and the people they work with, and they finally found another job, they did things the proper way. They put in their 2-week notice. They offered to come back as a contractor in case their old employer needs any help or needs them to train someone up even more. They gracefully passed on all their responsibilities to their replacement and trained them up right. But if it was a disgruntled employee that ended up finally finding another job and leaving this place, sometimes they just pull an office space and they don't even say anything. They just kind of stop showing up. Which, by the way, I would recommend none of you ever do, no matter how much you hate your employer, because that can and will bite you in the ass when you're looking for a job later. There's a lot better ways to do it. There's a lot better ways to go about this that won't completely screw over your entire future. Don't let your feelings take over. Just because it feels good right now doesn't mean you should do it. And yeah, I know this may seem like a tangent, but it does kind of flow pretty well from that final paragraph in this article. And most importantly, it is of extreme importance that everybody realizes that just because you shut one group up and you ignore their opinions, to the point that they stop voicing them because they know they're going to be ignored, that doesn't mean you've suddenly made the workplace better because no one's complaining anymore. Nah, man, from personal experience, all I can say is what this really does mean is everyone is just coasting along doing the bare minimum to not get fired, while they're spending all the extra effort that they're saving looking for another job. That's all I gotta say, guys. Thanks for listening.